Welcome the night and its dreams. Under a soft, star-speckled sky, little Ellie snuggled into her blanket, her room filled with the warm glow of her favorite bedside lamp. She had just finished whispering goodnight to her stuffed animals when she heard it. The soft, melodic hum of wind chimes, even though her window was closed. Curious, Ellie peeked outside and saw a silvery rope ladder hanging from the moon. It shimmered like threads of starlight, swaying gently as if inviting her to climb. She hesitated for only a moment before slipping on her slippers and stepping out into the cool night. As her small hands touched the glowing ladder, Ellie felt a gentle warmth, like a cozy hug. The higher she climbed, the lighter she felt, as if all her worries were melting away. Soon, the world below disappeared into a sea of fluffy clouds, and she found herself in the world above, a magical realm that glowed with soft light, like a dream come to life. The air smelled of lavender and honey, and floating islands made of clouds drifted lazily in the sky. Ellie landed on a particularly fluffy one, where she was greeted by a kindly owl wearing tiny glasses. "Welcome, little dreamer," hooted the owl, adjusting his glasses. "You've been chosen to visit the world above, a place where sleepy thoughts are turned into the coziest dreams." Ellie's eyes widened with wonder as she followed the owl to a glowing pool of water that sparkled with colors she couldn't name. "This," said the owl, "is the dream pool. Each ripple holds a wish, a story, or a lullaby waiting to find its way to a sleepy heart." Ellie dipped her hand into the pool and felt a surge of warmth. As she swirled her fingers, scenes began to appear. Fields of golden sunflowers, gentle rain falling on a quiet forest, and a cozy cottage filled with flickering candlelight. "You can take one dream with you," the owl explained. "Choose the one that feels like home." Ellie closed her eyes and let her heart decide. When she opened them, a tiny glowing orb floated into her hands, pulsing softly like a heartbeat. "This one," she whispered. The owl smiled, his feathers ruffling with approval. A perfect choice. With the dream safely tucked into her pocket, Ellie climbed back down the silvery ladder, her heart filled with warmth and wonder. When she returned to her bed, the glow from her dream filled her room with a soft, golden light. As her eyes grew heavy, she felt the dream wrap around her like the coziest blanket. She drifted off to sleep, her lips curled in a peaceful smile, knowing that the world above would always be waiting for her whenever she needed a little magic. And just like Ellie, you too can find your own dreamy adventure. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let the cozy warmth of the world above guide you into the sweetest sleep. Good night. Ellie's sleep was deeper than ever, but her journey didn't end when her eyes closed. As the golden light of the dream filled her mind, she found herself back in the world above, standing at the edge of a glowing bridge made entirely of moonbeams. This time she wasn't alone. The owl with tiny glasses perched on her shoulder, and the soft hum of laughter drifted through the air. Ellie turned to see children like herself, each holding a glowing dream orb. They waved to her, their faces lit with joy, and she felt an overwhelming sense of belonging. "Where are we going now?" Ellie asked, her voice a soft whisper. "To the Dreamkeeper's garden," the owl replied, spreading his wings. "It's where all dreams are planted, grown, and shared. But tonight, you'll be part of something special." The bridge led them to a garden unlike anything Ellie had ever seen. Trees with shimmering silver leaves swayed gently, their branches heavy with glowing fruit. Flowers opened and closed like tiny lanterns, and the air was filled with a soft, melodic hum that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. In the center of the garden stood a figure draped in robes that sparkled like the night sky. The Dreamkeeper. Their face was kind, their eyes deep and endless like the stars. "Welcome, Ellie," they said, their voice warm and soothing. Ellie clutched her glowing orb tightly. "What do I do with this?" The Dreamkeeper knelt before her, their presence calming yet grand. "Your dream is precious, Ellie. Each dream planted here grows into a wish, a story, or even a bit of courage for someone who needs it. If you're ready, you can share it with the world." Ellie looked down at her orb, feeling the warmth of the dream in her hands. It was the dream of a quiet cottage surrounded by love and laughter, where worries melted like snowflakes in the sun. "Will it still be mine if I share it?" she asked hesitantly. The Dreamkeeper smiled. "Dreams shared grow stronger, Ellie. They remain with you, but they also spread light to others. With a deep breath, Ellie placed her dream into the soft, glowing soil. The ground shimmered, and a tiny sprout emerged, growing rapidly into a tall tree with branches that stretched toward the stars. On each branch, new dreams began to bloom, tiny orbs of light drifting off into the sky, searching for hearts in need. Ellie felt lighter than air, her heart swelling with joy as she watched her dream take flight. Around her, other children planted their dreams, filling the garden with a dazzling array of light and warmth. The Dreamkeeper placed a gentle hand on Ellie's shoulder. "You've done something beautiful tonight. Remember, the world above is always here, and so are the dreams you've helped create." As the first rays of dawn touched Ellie's cheeks, she awoke in her bed, her room filled with a faint golden glow. Though the dream had ended, the warmth in her heart remained. She knew that somewhere in the world, her dream was bringing comfort and hope to someone who needed it most. And every night after that, as Ellie closed her eyes, she felt a soft breeze and the faint scent of lavender and honey, reminding her that the world above was just a dream away. As the years passed, Ellie grew up, carrying in her heart the sweet memories of her first visit to the world above. Although life sometimes became busy and challenging, she never forgot the feeling of warmth and peace from that night, when she shared her dream and saw it turn into a light that brought joy to others. One night, after a long, tiring day, Ellie sat by the window looking at the starry sky. She felt something was missing, as if a small part of her had not been touched for a long time. Only when she closed her eyes did she realize that it was her wish to return to the world above, a place where everything was warm and magical. She closed her eyes tightly, took a deep breath, and like magic, the familiar sound of wind chimes rang out again. She opened her eyes, and before her was the sparkling moonlight ladder, just like the first time. Without hesitation, Ellie stepped forward and climbed up. When she reached the top, the world above greeted her like an old friend. But this time, everything seemed different. The trees of light in the Dreamkeeper's garden were larger, reaching higher into the clouds. New, brighter dreams flew everywhere, bringing hope and joy to everyone. The Dreamkeepers appeared, still as gentle and majestic as before, but now they looked more radiant. Ellie, the little girl from back then, has returned with a mature heart, but still full of dreams, they said, their eyes sparkling. Ellie smiled. "I thought I had forgotten how to dream, but now I realize that dreams never leave, they just wait for the right time to be reborn." The Dreamkeeper nodded. "And today, Ellie, you are not only a dreamer but also a guide. The world needs hearts like yours, people who know how to nurture and share the light." They led Ellie to the largest tree in the garden, the one she had planted from her dream. Its branches were filled with orbs of light, each one carrying a story, a hope that Ellie had inadvertently passed on through her years of kindness and love. "You didn't just plant your own dream, Ellie," the Dreamkeeper said. "You planted a dream for the world." Ellie touched the trunk, feeling the warmth spread through her fingertips. In that moment, she understood that the world above was more than just a distant place to escape to when she slept. It was a part of her, a part of everyone, a place of hope, peace, and shared dreams. From that night on, Ellie no longer dreamed her own dreams. She began to create dreams for others, through kind words, small acts of love, and the belief that anyone can find their own light. The world above lives on, not just in Ellie's dreams, but in every heart she has touched. And on the quietest nights, if you listen closely, you can hear the wind chimes ringing, inviting you to come to that place, where the most beautiful dreams are waiting to be shared.